What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Thursday, February 13th, 2025, and I'm 2 days late to make this video because of the snowfall Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and we had all the snow over here. So, it has been 2 years since I went to Raleigh, North Carolina. It was a 24-hour trip of me going to see the Rangers against the Carolina Hurricanes, and I went from Saturday, February 11th to Sunday, February 12th, 2023, and it was only a 24-hour trip of me going to the game. I flew JetBlue out of JFK to get there, and landed in Raleigh, North Carolina. I took JetBlue out of JFK to Raleigh, North Carolina. And this is the story from start to finish. It's not going to be a long one. So it was Saturday, February 11th, 2023. And we left the house at like 8 in the morning. And then we got to Kennedy Airport at like after 8:30. We found the parking spot and we had breakfast at the Terminal 5, and then we went to our gate, and then we boarded the plane at like 10 in the morning, and we took off at like after 10:30, and we were in the air for like an hour, and then we didn't land until like after 12 noon. And then once we landed in Raleigh, we decided to have lunch there at the terminal. We had like Popeyes for lunch. We had some of the chicken tenders. And then we went to rent a car out. We rented a car out and we got to our hotel, which was not too far from the airport. I couldn't remember if it was a Holiday Inn or a Hilton. I wish I remembered correctly. Or Days Inn. I wish I remembered. And there wasn't really anything to do in Raleigh, so we kind of just hung out at the hotel until 5:30 that night. I remember I was watching Star Wars movies, the original trilogy. I was like watching The Empire Strikes Back and a little bit of Return of the Jedi. And then I left for the game at like 5:30 in the afternoon. And the sun was starting to set, and we got to the PNC Arena. And we saw the Rangers against the Hurricanes. And that was a really fun night. And it was a really nice arena, and the Rangers pulled it off and won 6-2 against the Carolina Hurricanes that Saturday. And then we headed back to the hotel. And that pretty much wrapped up the night. We didn't really do anything that day. It wasn't that much to do. And then the next morning it was Super Bowl Sunday. And just like this year, the Chiefs and the Eagles faced each other that year. But the Chiefs pulled it off, thank goodness. Unlike this year, the naughty Eagles pulled it off this year and won the Super Bowl. The next morning we got up early at like 9 o'clock, and then we had breakfast at Cracker Barrel. And I remember it was raining hard in North Carolina that day. It was really coming down, and then we went to the terminal. We went to the airport terminal and we returned the car rental. And our plane didn't arrive until like 1 in the afternoon, which was our flight back to JFK. And it ended up getting delayed because somebody thought it was a good idea to stand on the tray table and break it. We were delayed for like over an hour and a half because some imbecile. We got delayed for over an hour and a half because some imbecile thought it was a good idea to stand on the tray table and break it. And the tray table was like standing there like outside the gate, and it was broke off. and it was all broken. Yeah, they put the tray table in the gate, and it was like really in bad shape, and the seat had no more tray table to it, thanks to this imbecile, and we had to set at the gate for like over an hour, and it was pouring out, and we didn't take off till like after 2:30. We didn't land in Kennedy until like after 4 p.m. And then we headed back to Long Island. The sun was setting, and then I was home in time for the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was a really short trip. There wasn't anything to do in Raleigh, where we were in North Carolina. It was like a suburb area. It's basically something you would see in Long Island. That's how much it was in Raleigh. There wasn't really anything to do. We were like in a suburb area. It was pretty much something you would just see in Long Island. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was that much. It wasn't that much. We just went to the game and that was it. That was the trip. And we got home and we saw the Super Bowl and the Chiefs won. Sadly, it didn't happen this year. We had to cancel Columbus and replace it with Connecticut in April to see the Hartford Wolfpack take on the Bridgeport Islanders. We're going to Bridgeport in April instead because of this nasty snowstorm that decided to screw up the entire plan of going to Columbus. Hopefully I go to Ohio someday, but not anytime soon right now. We had to cancel a flight and everything, and that was really expensive. And I don't know when I'm going to Columbus now. That was supposed to be this year. We were supposed to leave on Saturday, February 8th, and come back on the 9th on Super Bowl Sunday with the Chiefs facing the Eagles. It was just going to be like the Raleigh trip, but it's not happening. We're going to Bridgeport instead, which I actually recommended we do because it was going to be a bad snowstorm. I recommended the idea of going to Bridgeport instead and see the Hartford Wolfpack take on the Bridgeport Islanders because it was great last year seeing the Wolfpack in Hartford last year, and we saw them play against the Comet, which is the Devils minor league team, which is not too far from Albany. The Comet Arena is like not too far from Albany, where Robbie is. But we were in Hartford. We saw the Hartford Wolfpack in Hartford play against the Utica Comet back in March of 2024. So yeah, that was my North Carolina trip, seeing the Rangers and the Hurricanes, and we all know that the Carolina Hurricanes used to be the Hartford Whalers before they moved to Carolina at the end of the 90s. So yeah, that was my story. We took JetBlue to North Carolina, we saw the Rangers and Hurricanes, and we headed back on JetBlue to JFK for Super Bowl Sunday. So I guess that's it. Bye.